The city rumbles an unnatural wind stirring up debris, rattling window panes from Midtown to the waterfront. No alarms have blared yet, but the people of New York know fear when they feel it in their bones. The ground itself seems uneasy, shifting in anticipation. A black shape descends, a living mountain of gray spikes and rage. Doomsday lands at the edge of Central Park, shattering asphalt in a crater of pulverized earth. For a moment, there's only silence, a moment that stretches out into the uncanny, when every living soul in a radius forgets to breathe. Doomsday is not known for stealth, nor for mercy. He simply moves forward, unstoppable, shoulders as broad as a truck. Before the first chopper even gets into position for news coverage, he's already bellowing his first challenge. He is here not by fate or design, but because conflict is all Doomsday has ever known. Destruction is coded in his very bones. But New York has its protectors. In a sleek office high above the city streets, Jennifer Walters the She-Hulk is holding a stack of motion papers. She'd prefer her courtroom battles, but the city's sudden tremor is something she can't ignore. She shrugs off her blazer, eyes flashing green. In the time it takes others to cower, she's sprinting for the rooftop and leaping into the fray. As She-Hulk lands before Doomsday, the clash of titans begins. He eyes her, those bone fragments jutting from skin like the spikes of some prehistoric war machine. She stands her ground. She-Hulk is strong. Not Hulk strong, perhaps, but strength enough to rearrange city blocks if she wished. She's also a lawyer, sharp, precise, used to reading her opponents before throwing a single punch. Big, ugly, and angry, she calls over the wind. "Sorry, pal. You're late for your destruction permit." Doomsday barely waits. He lunges a freight train in motion. She-Hulk dodges sideways, shoves him with all her power, sending him crashing through a chain-link fence. He barely slows. The impact would level lesser adversaries, but to Doomsday, it's a nuisance at best. The fight tumbles through the park. Trees go flying. Concrete is pulverized. Doomsday lashes out, his fists each the size of a boulder. But She-Hulk matches him strike for strike. She ducks, grabs him by the forearm, and swings momentum, carrying him into a fountain that explodes in a geyser. She doesn't gloat. She's already thinking several moves ahead. Doomsday adapts. With each blow, the jagged armor on his arms grows thicker, denser, his body learning and countering her tactics. He's fought Kryptonians, gods, and monsters. There's no pain, no pause, just relentless drive. She-Hulk knows brute force won't be enough. She pivots, aiming for the weak point she's observed, joints, eyes, the gaps between bone plates. For a moment, it looks like she's making progress. She topples him, slams him against a battered city bus, and the metal groans. But Doomsday only grows more enraged. He grabs the bus, hurls it skyward, then follows her with blurring speed. The ground shakes in his wake. This isn't a brawl. It's a chess match, played with skyscrapers as pieces. The news helicopters hover at a safe distance. The world is watching, but She-Hulk is focused entirely on her adversary. Quick thinking, she lures Doomsday toward the riverbank, far from civilian clusters. She's buying time, assessing. Her strategy is defense and redirection. Let him wear himself out, or at least keep the collateral damage to a minimum. But Doomsday never tires. He's a force of nature, an evolutionary engine of annihilation. She-Hulk knows her limits. She taunts, sidesteps, lands punch after punch, cracking the air with shockwaves. She's tossed across asphalt, bloodied but far from beaten. It's a test of resilience and will. For every blow Doomsday lands, he becomes more unyielding. He is designed to adapt, to overcome whatever stopped him last. Conventional restraint isn't working. Time for something unconventional. She-Hulk takes a calculated risk. She grabs a derailed subway car and, with a mighty heave, drives it into Doomsday's midsection as he charges. It pierces through, jamming between his bone plates and pinning him momentarily into a support pillar. It's not permanent, but it's enough time. She-Hulk calls in a tactical team shield, already on standby. With their heavy containment measures and a lucky synergy of science and timing, they're barely able to restrain Doomsday before he smashes their nets apart. She-Hulk stands bruised and battered but victorious for now. The city smolders, but the worst is averted. There will be questions, damage to assess, legal fallout to handle. But as Doomsday is hauled away under 1,000,000 volts and layers of steel, She-Hulk straightens, adjusts her shredded shirt, and grins. She didn't have to be the biggest monster in the fight, just the smartest.